Hey there friends, how's it going? I am MisterBo, and today we're going to be answering the question, or trying to, what's the best car to use in Hot Wheels Unleashed? Because there's a lot of cars in this game, 66 to be exact, and a lot of these cars can be upgraded from common to rare to even legendary. And if you're someone who's having a hard time with, say, time attacks, which I know a lot of people are, or even just going against others in online races, you might be like, okay, maybe I need to find a different car. So I've put together a list combining cars that I've been doing really well in, cars that I've been seeing other people use that have been doing really well, and some cars from Hot Wheels City Rumble that are very viable if you're not able to get these other cars from the store or blind boxes. Now of course, I don't have every single car in the game, so if I fail to mention one here that you think is super good, it's an S tier car for either time attacks or just racing in online races, make sure to let me know in the comments below. Also, I will be updating this list as time goes on. We've got a lot of DLC cars coming out, so at the end of the sort of DLC season, I'll do an update focusing specifically on all the DLC cars that have come out and pinpointing which ones are the ones you want to be getting. So let's start off with the two most common S tier cars. If you've been in an online lobby, chances are someone is using one of these two cars, and that is the Jesco and the 24 Hours. These cars are incredibly good, but that isn't to say they're the best cars. Now the main reason you're seeing a lot of people use these cars is not only because they're incredibly good, but they're fairly easy to get a hold of. They are both rare cars that you can upgrade to legendary, and that is where they really shine. So they are easier to get from blind boxes, and they're more likely to appear in the limited store. When you upgrade them to legendary, they both have fairly equal stats, though I believe the 24 Hours is just a tad faster than the Koenigsegg Jesco, though the Jesco does feel tighter around corners. If you are someone who has trouble drifting, taking corners nicely, these are the two cars you probably want to aim for. If you're in one of them, chances are you're probably going to get a podium position in an online race. If you played this game during the first week, all you would have seen is Jescos popping up. They also have a nice amount of boosts. They both come with 2 boosts. Personally, I don't like cars with 1 boost. Having multiple boosts can come in very clutch in online races where you're neck and neck with someone else. Maybe they've only got 1 boost and you've got 2, meaning you can just out-edge them to that finish line. These are your best go-to all-round cars. Now, if you're only after speed, you just want to go quick, you want to outpace people on straights, then surprisingly the RD02 upgraded to legendary is where you want to go. Now I've compared this against a few other cars. Again, I've not compared it against all super treasure hunts because those are extremely hard to get, so there might be something out there that is just a tad quicker, but an easy car you can get your hands on is the RD02. It drops as a common, and if you upgrade it twice to legendary, this thing rockets down straights, even though it only has 1 boost. Chances are, if you've been in first place and you've seen a car come up behind you and just somehow overtake you and zoom ahead, it was probably this. Now the downside to this car is the braking and the handling. It's not the greatest. You're going to be sliding into walls a lot here, and that is going to lose you some time. You can see some footage here, and I'm just not able to control this car that great. After a little while of using this car, it does become easier, but you're still probably going to struggle when it comes to keeping up with other people on certain turns in tracks, and that can cost you a race. I've seen it multiple times where this thing has shot ahead of me in an online race, and then a couple of turns later, I'm right back with it, and I overtake it because the person driving it just simply can't handle it. But again, if you're just after pure speed, you want to be zooming past everyone, the RD02 is the car for you. Now my go-to car since the game came out, because I got pretty lucky with one of my blind boxes, and I've actually seen this car pop up a lot more online, I assume as people are starting to get it, and that is Power Rocket. You've probably seen a lot of my videos and I'm always using the Power Rocket, and it is a great car. The stats aren't too bad, it is a fairly quick car, it is pretty decent at handling. Once you get the hang of it, you can take this thing around some real tight corners. It's a really nice car to drift. And I believe this car has the most boosts out of any car, at least from what I've seen, and that is 6 boosts, which can again come in really clutch. You don't manage to take a corner that great? Well, don't worry, you can just boost yourself out of it. A nice little tactic with this car is to stay in second place and draft off behind someone, building up your 6 boosts incredibly easily, and then power rocketing past them. I have done most of my time attacks with this car, and when it comes to online races, I'm usually in the top 3 podium, outpacing Jesco's, outpacing 24 hours and coming in first place. If you're able to get the Power Rocket, I highly recommend it. Again, I've been seeing this thing pop up a lot more in online races as people start to get this from their blind boxes. It is a legendary, so it might take some time to get a hold of. Now the Power Rocket was my go-to car, but I've got a brand new one which was just sitting in my collections. I didn't even think to try it, but man, I'm so happy I did, because this is my new favorite, and it is the Street Wiener. Now the Street Wiener is kind of an underdog. You wouldn't expect this thing to do well. It is super quick, it's got great acceleration, the braking power isn't that great, but it's got great handling, meaning you can actually do really good drifts in this car. It has 4 boosts, which is great. Overall, personally, I think out of the cars that I've got and out of the cars I've used, Street Wiener is the best here. All of the footage I've been showing you either has been on the drag strip or on the track Crossroads, and on the track Crossroads, I was able to get my fastest lap with the Street Wiener, and it wasn't even the best lap. I was crashing into a few walls. This car just handles great. It can beat a load of other cars off the line. It can keep up with cars because it's that quick, and it's got those extra boosts, allowing you to get ahead of other cars. I honestly think Street Wiener at the moment is the best car in this game. In fact, I was in a lobby the other day with 2 other people using the Street Wiener, and every race we did, the top 3 were Street Wiener, Street Wiener, and Street Wiener. Yes, it is a hot dog, but it is a damn good hot dog. So if you can get your hands on the Street Wiener, which again is a legendary car, I have seen this pop up in the limited store quite a few times though, get your hands on it and use it because I think it is incredibly good. Now you might be someone who's not having a ton of luck with the blind boxes, with the store, and you're looking for a car that you can get through Hot Wheels City Rumble that is going to allow you to at least do some time attacks and keep up with those people online who are using the good cars. Well, there's actually a few that I can recommend. The first one being Bad to the Blade. Now, I've been seeing a lot of people online use this. They've been able to keep up, but this car is incredibly hard to control. It oversteers, it slides around, it only has 1 boost, and it just doesn't quite feel as quick as some of those other cars. You get this free in Hot Wheels City Rumble, and again, if you're not having much luck with any of the other cars, this is a viable choice. Another viable choice for you is the Night Shifter, a car that I've been seeing a lot of people use online and doing incredibly well with, even coming in first. It has pretty high all-round stats, it comes with 2 boosts, but it just isn't as quick as some of those other cars we've mentioned. The Power Rocket, the RDO2, the Street Wiener, they're just going to overtake you on those straights. And then the only other car I can really recommend from Hot Wheels City Rumble is the 442, which you unlock from doing all of the secret nodes. Now of course there are cars that are good that I don't have my hands on yet, one of those being the Velociracer, a car that I did have but unfortunately I sold because I didn't think it was that great at the time. And it isn't really great for time attacks, but online races, this thing I've been seeing do incredibly well. It has great stats, it only comes with 1 boost though, that is the downside, and that is why it isn't really great for time attacks, but in online races, you can get away with only having 1 boost. If you manage to get your hands on the Velociracer, I do recommend using it. Now there are also some treasure hunt cars which I've been seeing completely destroy online lobbies. Obviously super treasure hunts are extremely hard to get from blind boxes, they can appear in the limited shop, but the cars that I've been seeing that are doing incredibly well is the super treasure hunt of the Street Creeper, the super treasure hunt of Twin Mill, the super treasure hunt of Roger Dodger, and the super treasure hunt Volkswagen Custom. Of course, the super treasure hunt versions of the normal cars have better stats, and these are going to be cars that are pretty hard to get. So I wouldn't try and get after these cars, but if they pop up and you get them, then they are good ones to use. So there you have it. In my opinion, those are the best cars at this current time in Hot Wheels Unleashed. If you have any other options that you like to use, let me know in the comments below. If you're someone starting out, try your best to get the 24 hours or the Jesco from the blind box or the store and upgrade them. And if you get lucky with some of the legendaries that I've mentioned in this video, then those are your best bet as well. Of course, as I said at the beginning, I'm going to be updating this list as we go on, as more DLC comes out, because I'm sure there's going to be some great DLC cars on the horizon that are probably going to be everyone's go-to car for a little bit. If you did enjoy this, then click that like button. If you're new around here, consider subscribing for more gaming content and coverage. Apart from that though, cheers for watching and for hanging out with me, I do appreciate it. Hopefully I'll catch you around, but until then, as always, make sure you take care. Bye bye.